The crisp legal document lay before me, its black lettering stark against the stark white paper. It was the deed to the house, a symbol of gratitude etched in ink and bound by legalities. Signing it felt like a formality, a mere extension of the immense appreciation I held for my in-laws. They had been a lifeline during a turbulent financial period, helping us weather the storm with unwavering support. "Are you sure about this, honey?" James, my husband, asked, his voice laced with a hint of concern. I smiled reassuringly, placing a hand over his. "Absolutely. It's the least we can do after everything they've done for us." My in-laws, John and Margaret, beamed, their eyes reflecting both surprise and genuine warmth. "You two are too kind," John said, his voice thick with emotion. "This means the world to us." The following days were filled with celebratory dinners and heartfelt conversations. The weight of financial burden had lifted, replaced by a renewed sense of security and familial connection. Little did I know, the ink drying on that document marked the beginning of a betrayal that would shatter my trust and force me to reevaluate everything I thought I knew. Months passed, and the initial euphoria of the house transfer settled into a comfortable routine. We continued visiting John and Margaret regularly, sharing meals and laughter, the facade of a perfect family seemingly unblemished. However, subtle shifts began to surface, unsettling cracks appearing in the foundation of our trust. One evening during a casual dinner at their place, James received a call. His demeanor instantly shifted, his face hardening as he listened intently. After hanging up, he turned to us, his voice laced with a strange urgency. "There's been a change of plans," he announced, his gaze flickering nervously between me and his parents. Confused, I furrowed my brow. "What change?" John cleared his throat, his eyes avoiding mine. "We've decided to transfer the ownership of the house to James' brother David. He needs a stable place to raise his family." My heart skipped a beat. "But the house is in my name," I stammered, the words catching in my throat. Margaret chimed in, her voice surprisingly firm. "We understand your concern, dear, but we believe this is the best decision for everyone involved." A wave of disbelief washed over me. The house, a symbol of my gratitude and a tangible reminder of their support, was being taken away without my consent, without even a proper discussion. The betrayal stung like a viper's bite, leaving me speechless and reeling from the sudden shift in their demeanor. "This wasn't the plan," I finally managed, my voice trembling. "We agreed." James cut me off, his tone dismissive. "Things change, honey. You understand, right?" The room felt suffocating, the air thick with unspoken truths and broken promises. The warmth I once felt towards them had evaporated, replaced by a chilling realization. I had been manipulated, my generosity weaponized for their own gain. The following days were a blur of confusion and hurt. Sleep eluded me, replaced by a constant replay of the conversation and the sting of betrayal. James, seemingly oblivious to my turmoil, continued his usual routine, while John and Margaret avoided any mention of the house. Finally, unable to bear the silent tension any longer, I confronted James. "How could you let this happen?" I demanded, my voice laced with anger and disappointment. James sighed, his gaze avoiding mine. "It's not that simple, honey. They need the house more than we do." "But it was my decision to give it to them," I exclaimed, frustration boiling over. "They had no right to change the terms without even discussing it with me." James remained silent, his lack of response speaking volumes. The realization dawned on me. He was complicit in their scheme, his silence a tacit agreement to their manipulation. Feeling utterly defeated and disrespected, I made a decision. I wouldn't be a pawn in their game any longer. "I'm leaving," I declared, my voice firm despite the tremor in my heart. James looked up, startled. "What? Where are you going?" "I don't know," I replied honestly. "But I can't stay here anymore, not under these circumstances." Packing a single bag, I walked out of the house, the weight of the betrayal heavy on my shoulders. As I closed the door behind me, a sense of finality settled over me. I was severing ties with not only the house but also the family who had betrayed my trust so deeply. Standing on the sidewalk, hailing a cab, I knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy. But for the first time in months, I felt a flicker of hope. I was free from the manipulation and deceit, ready to rebuild my life on my own terms, stronger and wiser from the experience. 3 months had passed since I walked out of the house, leaving behind a life built on a foundation of lies. The initial shock and hurt had given way to a steely resolve. I had found temporary accommodation with my brother-in-law, a kind soul who offered unwavering support during this difficult time. One afternoon, while sorting through some old files, I stumbled upon the deed to the house. The sight of it reignited a dormant anger, a reminder of the injustice I had faced. But this time, the anger was accompanied by a newfound determination. I wouldn't let their betrayal go unchallenged. Picking up the phone, I dialed my lawyer's number. Her voice, calm and reassuring, filled me with a sense of hope. As I recounted the ordeal, her brows furrowed in concern. "This is a clear case of manipulation and undue influence," she stated after hearing my story. "We have a strong case to challenge the transfer of ownership." A wave of relief washed over me. Finally, there was a chance to reclaim what was rightfully mine. The following days were a whirlwind of activity. My lawyer meticulously gathered evidence, interviewing witnesses and piecing together the timeline of events. One particularly tense afternoon, I received a call from James. His voice, laced with a hint of desperation, echoed through the receiver. "Can we talk?" he pleaded. "There's something you need to know." Hesitantly, I agreed to meet him at a neutral location. As we sat across from each other, James confessed his role in the scheme, his voice laced with regret. He revealed that his parents had pressured him into agreeing to the transfer, threatening to cut him off financially if he refused. "I was scared," he admitted, his eyes downcast. "I didn't know what else to do." While I understood his predicament, it didn't erase the hurt and betrayal I felt. The conversation ended with a heavy silence, the future of our relationship hanging precariously in the balance. The legal battle that ensued was long and arduous. There were moments of doubt and frustration, but my determination never wavered. Finally, after months of relentless pursuit, justice prevailed. The court ruled in my favor, recognizing the manipulative tactics employed by my in-laws and James. The ownership of the house was rightfully returned to me. Standing outside the courthouse, the deed clutched in my hand, a complex mix of emotions swirled within me. Relief, vindication, and a tinge of sadness for the fractured relationships. But above all, I felt a sense of empowerment. I had faced adversity head-on, emerging stronger and more resilient. The experience, though painful, had taught me valuable lessons about trust, boundaries, and the importance of fighting for what is right. As I turned away from the courthouse, the weight of the past lifted from my shoulders. The future stretched before me, an open road filled with possibilities. I was ready to move forward, leaving behind the betrayal and embracing a new chapter in my life, one built on self-reliance, resilience, and the unwavering support of those who truly mattered. Reclaiming the house felt like a symbolic victory, but it also presented a practical dilemma. The once familiar space now held the weight of painful memories and broken trust. Selling it seemed like the logical solution, yet a part of me hesitated. The house, despite the emotional turmoil associated with it, still held a sentimental value. One evening, discussing the situation with my brother-in-law, David, his words offered a fresh perspective. "Have you considered renting it out?" he suggested, his voice gentle. "It could provide you with a steady income and allow you time to decide what you truly want to do with it." The idea resonated with me. Renting the house wouldn't erase the past, but it would allow me to create some distance from the emotional baggage it carried. It also offered a practical solution, providing me with financial security as I rebuilt my life. With David's help, I found suitable tenants, a young couple starting their own family. As I handed them the keys, a sense of closure washed over me. The house that had once been a symbol of betrayal was now embarking on a new chapter, filled with the hopes and dreams of its new residents. Letting go of the house, both literally and figuratively, allowed me to focus on building a new life for myself. I found a cozy apartment, its modest space filled with warmth and the promise of new beginnings. I reconnected with old friends, their unwavering support a source of strength and comfort. One day, while catching up with a friend over coffee, I received an unexpected call from James. My heart hammered against my ribs as I hesitantly answered. "Hi," he said, his voice tentative. "I just wanted to see how you're doing." We spoke for a while, the conversation stilted at first, gradually easing into a more comfortable rhythm. He apologized for his actions, expressing regret for the pain he caused. I acknowledged his apology, but the path to rebuilding trust, if ever possible, would be a long and arduous one. As I hung up the phone, a sense of acceptance settled over me. The past, with its complexities and betrayals, could not be undone. But I had chosen to move forward, not seeking revenge but focusing on healing and creating a future built on my own terms. The journey ahead would undoubtedly have its challenges, but I faced them with a newfound sense of strength and self-belief, the scars of the past serving as a constant reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. Time continued its steady march, weaving days into weeks, weeks into months. The cozy apartment I called home had become a haven, a space filled with laughter, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee, and the comforting silence of solitude. My routine, once disrupted by betrayal, had settled into a rhythm that felt both familiar and comforting. One sunny afternoon, while browsing through art supplies at a local store, I bumped into Sarah, a former colleague I hadn't seen in years. The surprise encounter sparked a wave of nostalgia, and we fell into conversation, catching up on each other's lives. "You look radiant," Sarah remarked, her gaze lingering on my face. "You seem happy." I smiled, a genuine warmth spreading through me. "I am. It's been a journey, but I'm finally in a good place." As we continued talking, Sarah mentioned her passion for pottery, her eyes lighting up with excitement. She described her dream of opening a small studio, a space to share her passion and connect with others. "It's just a dream," she sighed, a hint of doubt creeping into her voice. "I don't know if I have the courage to make it a reality." Something stirred within me, a spark of recognition. I saw in Sarah's eyes the same yearning for fulfillment, the same hesitation that had once held me back. "Don't let fear hold you back," I urged, surprised by the conviction in my own voice. "Take a leap of faith. You never know what amazing things await you on the other side." Sarah's eyes widened, a flicker of determination replacing the doubt. "Thank you," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. "You've given me something to think about." Our conversation continued, filled with laughter and shared dreams. As we parted ways, I realized that healing wasn't just about moving on from the past. It was also about using the lessons learned to inspire and empower others. The encounter with Sarah planted a seed within me, a renewed sense of purpose. I decided to channel my experiences into something positive, perhaps by mentoring young women facing similar challenges. The idea resonated deeply, offering a way to not only give back, but also create a space for connection and shared strength. As I walked home, the setting sun painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, I felt a surge of optimism. The future, once shrouded in uncertainty, now held the promise of new beginnings, not just for myself, but for others who dared to chase their dreams and overcome their fears. The scars of the past remained, a testament to my resilience, but they no longer defined me. I was ready to write a new chapter, one filled with hope, purpose, and the unwavering belief in the power of human connection and the indomitable spirit. The idea of mentoring young women took root in my mind, blossoming into a concrete plan. I contacted a local women's empowerment organization, offering my time and experience to their mentorship program. The coordinator, a kind woman named Emily, welcomed me with open arms, recognizing the value my story could bring to the young women they served. My first mentee, Sarah, walked into the designated meeting room with a shy smile and nervous energy. Her story mirrored mine in many ways: a broken relationship, shattered trust, and the overwhelming burden of rebuilding her life. As we shared coffee and conversation, I saw a reflection of my own past struggles in her hesitant words and hopeful eyes. "I feel so lost," Sarah confessed, her voice barely a whisper. "I don't know where to start or how to move forward." I reached out and placed a hand on hers, offering a reassuring squeeze. "You're not alone, Sarah," I said gently. "I've been through something similar, and I want you to know that it's possible to heal and rebuild your life." Over the following weeks, we met regularly, our conversations ranging from practical advice on navigating legal and financial hurdles to the more profound discussions about self-belief, setting boundaries, and finding strength in vulnerability. Sarah, initially hesitant, gradually opened up, sharing her fears and aspirations. One afternoon, Sarah arrived at our meeting with a newfound spark in her eyes. "I did it," she announced, her voice brimming with excitement. "I signed up for that pottery class I've been wanting to take for years." A wave of pride washed over me. Witnessing Sarah's courage and determination filled me with a sense of immense satisfaction. It wasn't just about offering guidance. It was about witnessing the transformative power of shared experiences and the ripple effect of support and encouragement. As our mentorship journey progressed, Sarah blossomed. She enrolled in additional classes, honed her skills, and even started selling her pottery online. The once unsure young woman was now radiating confidence and purpose, a testament to her own inner strength and the positive impact of our connection. Our mentor-mentee relationship evolved into a genuine friendship built on trust, mutual respect, and the shared understanding of overcoming adversity. Sarah's journey, in turn, fueled my own sense of purpose, reminding me that healing wasn't just a personal endeavor, but a collective experience where we could uplift and empower each other through shared stories and unwavering support. As we stood outside the Women's Empowerment Center after one of our final meetings, Sarah embraced me tightly. "Thank you for believing in me," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. Tears welled up in my eyes, a mixture of joy and gratitude overwhelming me. In that moment, I realized that the scars of the past, though indelible, had transformed into a source of strength, not only for myself, but for others navigating their own challenging journeys. The experience had not only brought healing, but also opened doors to unexpected connections, purpose, and the profound satisfaction of witnessing the transformative power of human resilience and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Years had passed since the events that had shaken my world. The cozy apartment I called home had become a sanctuary, a space filled with warmth, laughter, and the comforting silence of solitude. My routine, once disrupted by betrayal, had settled into a comfortable rhythm, yet a sense of unfulfilled potential lingered beneath the surface. One crisp autumn afternoon, while browsing through a local bookstore, I stumbled upon a travel guide showcasing breathtaking landscapes and vibrant cultures across the globe. The vivid imagery awakened a long-dormant yearning within me, a desire to explore, to push beyond the familiar, and to embrace the unknown. For years, I had been so focused on healing and rebuilding my life that the world outside my immediate sphere had seemed distant and blurry. But as I flipped through the pages of the travel guide, a spark of excitement ignited within me. The world, vast and full of possibilities, beckoned me to step outside my comfort zone and embark on a new adventure. The idea of solo travel, once daunting, now held a sense of liberation. It was an opportunity to reconnect with myself, to challenge my perceptions, and to discover new facets of my own strength and resilience. With a newfound determination, I began researching destinations, budgeting for the trip, and immersing myself in cultural nuances. The day of my departure arrived, a mix of nervous anticipation and exhilarating excitement swirling within me. As I boarded the plane, I took a deep breath, letting go of any lingering anxieties and embracing the unknown with open arms. The journey unfolded like a vibrant tapestry, each destination offering unique experiences and enriching encounters. I marveled at the architectural wonders of ancient cities, trekked through breathtaking landscapes, and immersed myself in diverse cultures, forging connections with locals and fellow travelers alike. Each new experience challenged my preconceived notions and broadened my perspective. I learned to navigate unfamiliar territories, embraced the beauty of spontaneous encounters, and discovered a newfound confidence in my ability to navigate the world on my own terms. One evening, while enjoying a traditional meal with a local family in a remote village, I shared stories of my past, the betrayal I had faced, and the journey of healing and self-discovery that followed. Their attentive silence and warm smiles conveyed a profound understanding that transcended language barriers. In that moment, I realized that the scars of my past, while a part of my story, did not define me. They had shaped me into a stronger, more resilient individual, capable of embracing new challenges and finding joy in unexpected places. As my travels drew to a close, I returned home with a renewed sense of purpose and a heart brimming with gratitude. The world, once a distant dream, had become a tangible reality, a testament to the transformative power of stepping outside one's comfort zone and embracing the unknown. Back in my familiar surroundings, the lessons learned on my journey resonated deeply. I carry within me a newfound appreciation for the simple joys of life, the value of human connection, and the unwavering strength of the human spirit. With a renewed sense of purpose, I decided to share my experiences with others, hoping to inspire and empower them to pursue their own dreams, overcome challenges, and embrace the transformative power of travel and self-discovery. I began volunteering at a local travel agency, sharing my knowledge and insights with individuals seeking to embark on their own adventures. Witnessing their excitement and trepidation mirrored my own journey, and I found immense satisfaction in guiding them through the planning process and offering support and encouragement. Through this new chapter, I discovered a sense of fulfillment that transcended personal gratification. It was about empowering others to step outside their comfort zones, embrace new experiences, and discover the strength and resilience that lies within each of us. As I continued to share my story and connect with others, I realized that the scars of the past, though indelible, had become a source of strength, not only for myself, but for those I encountered along the way. The experience had not only brought healing but also opened doors to unexpected connections, purpose, and the profound satisfaction of witnessing the transformative power of human resilience and the enduring strength of the human spirit. The journey, with its unexpected twists and turns, had led me to a place of peace, acceptance, and a renewed sense of purpose. I looked towards the future with open arms, embracing the possibilities that lay ahead, forever grateful for the lessons learned, the connections forged, and the unwavering strength of the human spirit that had guided me through it all.